Hello, everyone. Dr. Frankie Bashan here, and it is Thursday, and I'm here with another important topic to cover with you all. But before we jump into today's material, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I am approaching now, I think it's like 14,500 or something like that, and I'm so excited to have so many awesome subscribers, and it continues to motivate me to put more helpful information that I acquire through working with clients one-on-one or in group settings, through education. I'm a clinical psychologist who's worked with clients over 2 decades. I'm also a board certified sex therapist. So I often put out information that you may find really useful, or you know somebody who would benefit from it. So feel free to share it. I encourage you to do so. I also want to encourage you to comment, share your experiences. Every day I take some time to look through the comments below and the questions, and I try to answer. So my cat is making another appearance, I think. So anyway, I want to encourage you to do that. And also feel free to learn more about me and what I do by visiting my social media platforms is Dr. Frankie Bashan. That's Bashan. I have Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And I'm also the CEO of 2 matchmaking firms, Little Gay Book for queer folks and Little Black Book Matchmaking for heterosexuals. Been matchmaking since I was a kid, basically, since I was a teenager. So anyway, let's just jump into what I have to share with you all today. And it's about polyvagal theory, and it's the science behind trauma and fight or flight. And I think it's newer. And when I was in school 20 years ago, this didn't even come up in the literature or in my classrooms. And it is pretty powerful stuff and really important for us to be aware of if we've got some trauma. Many of us do. If you've lived a bit, you've certainly experienced some things that could kind of get into your nervous system and into your cells that could cause you to get easily re-triggered. So I think this theory, polyvagal theory and the vagus nerve, having knowledge about it, even if it's like minimal knowledge, knowledge is power, and it's helpful. It'll help you better cope, better understand what's going on for you, and better capable of getting support from others, because you can help them understand how to better support you. So here we go. Why polyvagal theory matters to your relationship. It feels like there's a new theory or a system that's supposed to explain our whole lives every few months. Sometimes they end up becoming a big part of how we understand the world individually and collectively. Sometimes they're just a pop psych fad that we forget about after a few Instagram infographics. So if you've seen the term polyvagal theory before but skimmed past it, no one can blame you. Many people find that understanding more about polyvagal theory and what it explains about our human experience is enormously helpful, and that it can shed light on their relationships in a major way. And in a second here, I'm going to share why you need to know something about it. You don't need to know everything about it, but just having some knowledge will help you. So what is polyvagal theory? Polyvagal theory is a way of understanding about how our body's nervous system responds to different situations. It's like a guide that explains why we react the way we do when we're stressed or when we're calm. The polyvagal theory was developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, a neuropsychologist, neuroscientist. Dr. Porges was studying the nervous system and wanted to better understand why people respond the way they do in various situations to certain stimuli, especially when it comes to stress, anxiety, and social interactions. What he found was this: inside our bodies, we have an automatic nervous system that controls things we don't have to think about, like our heartbeat and digestion and our breathing. Through his work, Dr. Porges, or Borges, I'm not sure, proposed the polyvagal theory, which suggests that the autonomic nervous system has 3 distinct response levels: the ventral vagal, sympathetic, and dorsal vagal systems. Each of these systems corresponds to different physiological and behavioral responses. The ventral vagal system is associated with feeling safe and connected. The sympathetic system is related to fight or flight responses, and the dorsal vagal system is linked to shutdown or freeze reactions. Number 1, Social engagement mode, this is when we feel safe and connected to others. Our body functions normally and we're able to interact and communicate without any trouble. Number 2, flight or fight, or fight or flight mode, when we sense danger or a threat. Our body goes into this mode. Our heart rate increases, our muscles tense up, and we're ready to react quickly to face the challenge, whether it be fight or to flee a situation. Number 3, freeze or shutdown mode, which is kind of a newer mode. And years ago, like I said, in grad school, we didn't even know that this existed, but the freeze or the shutdown mode certainly exists, and it's important for us to think about it. If things get really tough or overwhelming, our body might enter this mode. Our heart rate might slow down, and we might feel dizzy or faint. It's like our body is conserving energy and preparing for the worst. So in situations, we don't always know how we're going to react. Like we think, oh, if we were in that situation, we would fight or we would flee, and we question why that person didn't do so. They may not have had any control in terms of their body's response to that stimuli. If it was terrifying enough that they were afraid that they might lose their lives, then they could absolutely freeze and not respond and basically leave their bodies because it's too overwhelming to take in and actually mobilize and do something to keep themselves safe. Which mode our body goes into depends on signals from our surroundings and our inner feelings. Polyvagal theory helps us understand these reactions and why we respond in certain ways in different situations. What does this have to do with dating? On the surface, this doesn't necessarily seem like it has anything to do with relationships. After all, unless we're in speed 1994 situations, sensing threats shouldn't overlap much with our dating life, should it? In a way, our dating life is all about navigating threats, at least if you ask our nervous system. This is where understanding attachment styles comes into play. Researcher Donald Winnicott studied babies and relationships with their caregivers, and found that the consistency and stability of our early relationships impact how we navigate new experiences and experiences them as safe or dangerous. These early experiences can influence whether we're anxiously, avoidantly, or securely attached as adults. And these configurations continue to impact whether we perceive ourselves as safe or at risk, even into adulthood. Because we're so dependent upon our caregivers for our literal survival as helpless infants, our nervous system interprets our closest emotional attachments as an important indicator of our safety and continued survival. And our early childhood experiences influence what kinds of emotional connections we experience as safe and what we experience as dangerous. Anxiously attached people will feel safest when they're extremely close and connected with loved ones, and feel unsafe or vulnerable if they're alone. Avoidantly attached people are likely to experience ultra-close connection as a threat or a risk, and they may feel safer when they're alone and don't need to depend on others and potentially be let down. So this means that our nervous system is actually always assessing and reassessing whether we're safe or not in our most intimate relationships. And that's where polyvagal theory comes in. For instance, if you're an anxiously attached person, you might have experienced something that feels similar to a genuine panic attack if the person you're dating doesn't text back quickly, or if they seem distant or off on a date. This can feel confusing and frustrating, but polyvagal theory helps us see that your heart rate is skyrocketing and your head is spinning because your nervous system is perceiving a threat based on the behavior of the person you're emotionally attached to. And so you're entering into fight or flight. Our nervous system is constantly trying to help us navigate danger. And in modern life, where we aren't hunting game or being chased by bears, that danger may be perceived within our high stakes intimate relationships. And remember, all day long through social media, we're getting all sorts of messages that relate danger and threat and just scary stuff. So many of our nervous systems are kind of overstimulated. And many of us are walking through life already overly activated in that way. So just think about how, and you may want to do further research, and probably I'll go ahead and put out there some more information about polyvagal theory and the vagus nerve, but thinking about how to reduce that anxiety and fight or flight response is by doing things like meditation, deep breathing. It accesses the vagus nerve, which starts in our brainstem and goes all the way down through our body into our gut. So people who have a lot of like gut issues and they feel really anxious and they feel sickness in their stomach, they should be thinking about and figuring out how to practice mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing, because it directly impacts the vagus nerve and it helps to calm it down. The best way to reach a sense of happiness, comfortability, is to live in the safest environment and be in the safest environment that you can be. And it's hard when we're constantly getting stimulated by really scary messages through media, especially now. So try to work on creating safety, a sense of safety in your life, and definitely do a little more research on polyvagal theory, and it will seriously help you. It could actually change your life. So with that said, I want you all to go out there and do something that encourages the feeling of safety and calm and peacefulness. And I will see you all next week. Have an awesome week. Hugs. Take care. Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.